We're just about to do a breathing technique called Nadi Shodhana, which is an alternate nostril breath. And I'm gonna teach it for beginners or for people who have tried it before. And it's a breath that's great for if you're feeling a little bit like, woo, but I'm not sure if you're interested in that or if you've just accidentally stumbled upon this. Okay, cool. It's gonna be about like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll probably start in about 1 minute. I might just see if anyone else joins us, but it's one of my favorite breathing practices because it physically helps you to feel the breath because you use your hands to restrict the breath on each side, so you can actually sort of feel it a little bit more tangibly than if you're just kind of doing it. Oh, that's so nice. Hi. Are you guys in Trenton? I think it's a little bit slower. Okay. So we'll get started. Oh, awesome. I'm just in Sydney and it's morning time on, what day are we? It's Thursday, and they all kind of blend together at the moment. And I'm just sitting here and I have my little dogs. That's Boomer. And that one, I don't know if you can see her, that one's Gypsy. Tell her hello. Okay, we'll get started. So you want to sit somewhere comfortable. I'm just sitting on the floor on some cushions, but you can sit up on a chair or on the couch. It doesn't really matter so much how you're sitting, but what you want is a place where you're not leaning against something. You want to sit up really nice and tall so that your spine can be a long line, and that's just going to help you to fill up a little bit more with breath, to feel it a little bit more, and to stay really awake and conscious for the practice. And then you'll roll a couple of times in circles. So you'll come over towards the left, roll forward, over to the right, and then to the back of your sit bones. So you're coming into these circles to feel the weight shift from left, forward, right, back. And then you can close your eyes if it feels okay. And you'll just notice the subtlety as the weight shifts. Maybe that moment where momentum starts to take you. Next time you pass through center, you'll rock and then switch directions. So the practice Nadi Shodhana is a Sanskrit word. It comes from the practice of yoga. And the word nadi means channel or flow. And the word Shodhana means purification. So in the practice of yogic philosophy, we're purifying the channels and the subtle energy of the body. You'll roll yourself through center. And press into your sit bones and your seat so that you feel like you're really sitting upright. And then roll your shoulders up towards your ears and glide them down your back. Feeling for a sense of really alertness in the spine. And then you'll rock the weight slightly forward and slightly back, really subtle, just to notice where that center point is. You'll come to find stillness stacking your head over your heart and your heart over your pelvis. We begin the practice by simply noticing the breath as it already is. I always like to think of the breath as something that tells us a story. It lets us know a little bit about what's going on and how we're feeling, even if we're not completely consciously aware of it. You'll notice where in the body you can feel your breath. if it feels full, perhaps what the depth is. And then with a real gentleness, you'll invite yourself to slow the breath down just slightly. And we'll start to move into a diaphragmatic breath. And this breath simply means that you're sending the breath down to the space behind your belly button, filling up through your belly and also through your low back. The space behind your belly button and in front of your belly button, so it's a two-direction movement of the body. If it helps, you can take your right hand onto your navel and your left hand behind your back in that same level. You can feel the breath pressing into both of your hands and opening up, pressing the hands away from each other. And on the exhale, the hands fall back towards each other. It's a little bit like you're playing an accordion. So we use the instrument of the body to experience this breath. Take 2 more rounds of full diaphragmatic breath here. Feeling for a sense of softness with each round. And then you'll keep that breath, but allow the hands to come back to the front of your body. I like to bend my right knee up for this one, just to give myself a little shelf to place my right elbow on. And it just means it's going to be a little bit less hard to hold your arm up. So your elbow, sort of back of your arm, tricep sits on your knee. You take your 2 peace fingers and place them between your eyebrows. The thumb comes onto your right nostril and your ring finger comes onto your left nostril. And they just sort of sit at that junction where the cartilage meets the bone. Then you find a place where you can still sit upright. You soften your eyes and will feel the breath as it passes through both nostrils here. Still keeping that sense of full diaphragmatic breath. And you'll shift your awareness to notice if one nostril is pulling more air than the other. We work through these different breathing techniques, and the biggest technique we're working on is sharpening and heightening our awareness. Feeling into the subtlety here of the breath. We'll take an inhale together, fill all the way up. Open your mouth and release. Close your right nostril, inhale through your left. Close the left nostril, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close it, exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And you'll continue with this in the time of your own breath. If it feels stressful for you in any way because there's congestion or it just feels like too much, you'll simply move the fingers without closing the nostril fully, and you'll still follow the same pattern of breathing with your mind's eye. Otherwise, if it's okay for you, you'll close off the breath and notice the pause between each breath. Knowing that if you lose the rhythm, that's okay. You can always start again. You can always take breaks. This is a practice of coming back to the present moment, choosing again and again to be here in this space of your body and your breath. And take a couple more rounds here. Now that we've been here for a couple of moments, maybe you're really into your rhythm. Next time you breathe out of your right nostril, that will finish your sequence and you'll allow the breath to return to normal. You'll come back to your comfortable seat, keeping your eyes soft or closed just to allow that internal focus to sit with you for another moment. And when you get there, you'll ask yourself, how does it feel now? On an inhale, reach your arms up over your head and take your palms to touch. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. We'll do two more like that. Inhale, fill up, sweep your arms, stretch along the lengths of your body. And exhale, hands down to your chest. Last one, inhale, reach up. And exhale, press the palms, bring them down. In gratitude for the practice we've just shared to each other and ourselves, we say, Namaste. Thanks so much, Erica, for joining me for that this morning.